Alright. So over the past couple of days, I've been receiving a lot of comments and tweets from you guys asking about my experience at Pokemon Go Fest. So today I'm pretty much going to go over and give my honest opinions of Pokemon Go Fest. Before I do this, however, I have to disclose that I have received benefits from Niantic over my course of the Pokemon Go Festival trip. They helped pay for my travel to get out here and experience everything, plus I got access to media credentials and whatnot so that I was able to actually film at the event. The footage you'll see today is footage either I filmed or gathered from the internet, and it's just going to be my honest opinions as an attendee who flew halfway across the world to attend. All the thoughts in this video are my own. I also want to make it a note that although I did receive media credentials and access to a media lounge at the event, I was on the same playing field with other players in the sense that my game was crashing no matter what as well. And I had to go through the frustrating experience like every other person at the event. I didn't have access to any special Wi-Fi. I actually think I had one of the worst cell networks because your playing experience depended on what network you were on, Sprint being the best, and I'll get into that in a bit. So I'm gonna start off with what's good. The only special treatment that I kind of got, you could say, in terms of player experience was that I got to get in half an hour early before the event. And this is before the Sprint customers as well. I think you guys may have seen it. I think Mystic was in my vlog, and I was mainly just showing off the arena and whatnot, and I posted that on the same day. Now, even during the filming of that section, I was still experiencing a little bit of lag, and I think it was because everybody in the line, which is another story in itself, the line was very, very long. We saw it on the way in, and speaking to some people, they were waiting there since 6 a.m. in the morning to line up for Go Fest, which is just absolutely insane. Which again leads to the frustration of waiting 3 hours, traveling to the event, and then getting in and being unable to connect to the cell towers. If you guys have ever been to an event, a concert, PAX East, E3, all that kind of stuff, you'll know the large concentration of people just causes really slow internet. Now at events and stuff, not everyone's always on their phone. Pokemon Go Fest, everybody's on their phone. Everybody, that's why they're there. They're there to play Pokemon Go, they need connection to the cell towers. So imagine 15 to 20,000 people in, let's say, a small concert space. I know we had that little side part for rock and grass type Pokemon, but it just absolutely killed the cell towers. And before the event, Niantic did apparently reach out to these cell companies saying, we need this, and they said, yep, we're good. But I think in the end, they just underestimated what their maximum would be, which of course, wouldn't be the first time. Launch day was the same kind of story, but launch day was different because they just completely underestimated how big Pokemon was. So rocking up early, I got to catch a couple Pokemon. I didn't get to catch anything special, and it was about 9:10 when the Sprint customers were starting to come through that I noticed it was just gonna be real bad because there was only like, I'd say maybe 1,000 people in at the moment, and I was crashing, and you could tell there was tension among everyone that had rocked up. They've just waited 3 hours plus, and someone's shouted unknown, everyone's run straight over, excited, first Pokemon of the day, and I was among it. This was my first unknown as well. I think I've even got the footage for it.
Unknown was on a lure.
Yeah, it was good. Was there an unknown here?
Yeah.
Is it still here or is it gone?
Probably. I just caught it like 2 minutes ago.
It's not here anymore. It's not here. Does that mean I missed it?
Probably, but zoom in because it's so tiny. You need to, it should be here.
What, man?
I'm so sorry.
A few people got it depending on their cell network, and other people like myself felt the frustration of the glitch and the crash issue, which the crash issue was a separate problem on Niantic's half. And this repeated several times over. My friend Ando was actually on a different cell network. He was on T-Mobile, I was on AT&T, and for that first part, if you had T-Mobile, you were good. That later changed, of course, obviously when the other customers came through. This will be the 4th one that I don't get. I swear I'm going to get so tricked soon.
Did you get the unknown? No. I think it's spawn. I just got it.
I'm so sick of this. It's like the 5th one. Wait, it's where?
Oh, it's here?
Right here.
Hands up. What letter do you?
What is this? Mine's got blue on my screen. Alright boys, what do we got? We got nothing, Ando. I'm sorry, Ando, we got nothing. We got a Porygon and we got 5th time. 2nd one of the day, boys. 5th one I missed.
This guy's got it as well. This guy's got it.
Yeah, I don't have anything
Alright, we'll let that to load and I'll check in again when we figure out.
I really don't get it.
I'm like, now that I've got it, I'm just like done because I know I'm just gonna get lag.
You're gonna get the alphabet though. You're gonna get the full alphabet. Alright.
Maybe I'll spell lag.
Yeah, that was a banger.
Catch the unknown. The unknown. It literally, I caught it and then it said error and it left.
So I think that kind of start to the event really just put a bad taste in everyone's mouth. They delayed the live stream to try and get this problem fixed. I know that as soon as that problem got out among the staff, they were trying to contact like cell companies. So around 10:15, when the gates started opening up and more people were filling in, it got really hostile really quick. A lot of people were just so frustrated, and like I can understand it. Some people have flown in from other countries like myself. Other people have put things aside for the weekend, come down on the Saturday, wait in line, get in, and just nothing. And you can understand that. So when they first took the stage and did a little bit of an announcement, we immediately went to the back of the Mystic tent because apparently a lot of people were going around saying you'll get connection there.
Alright, so here's the meta play from us. We're just gonna chill here because there's no one here. Plus this electric play, so Mareeps and that should be spawning, which I desperately need. Everyone's gone to the main stage. Anybody in there cannot log into the game because of the cell tower reception. Also, if I do have problems, I'm gonna try and switch to the 3G meta. Because sometimes when there's a lot of people in 4G, 3G works while no one else is on it.
Still didn't even manage to pick anything up, although I think that depended on my cell network. AT&T didn't get you very far, and Sprint, which is actually the only company that brought out portable cell towers to the event, those customers apparently had the best playing experience, but of course still had that crash issue and still had some problems. So then we get to the first like speech introduction, which was delayed like I said because they wanted to try and fix it. Didn't look like it was happening, and I think this was kind of, it was a weird vibe in the crowd because you got to understand they're just starting their introductory speech. Nobody can play the game. The poor host had to just walk out there and face everybody. She walked out to booze, and every time she tried to reference catching Pokemon and stuff like that, that I would assume would be part of her script, everyone just booed her.
In those 30-minute windows, we need you guys in the park and you guys at home to catch as many Pokemon as possible.
We can!
We're gonna pull some winners up onto the stage. So let's talk about these rewards. Is your assignment, trainers. When the challenge window opens, you need to catch fire.
It's part of her job to maintain like a positive vibe, which is very hard when, I mean, the crucial element of why people have come to play the game just doesn't work. With everything that, it's kind of like a domino effect. When you can't play the game, everything just falls down.
How about we get on
All
first?
of these are going to be available to trainers all around the world if you here at the park can unlock them.
We can!
But trainers outside the park, you have a special mission too.
We can't play! We can't play!
Then we unlock our mystery challenge.
We can't get on! Fix our Wi-Fi!
However, there are some good parts I want to talk about later as well. So I was at the back of the crowd and I just rocked up when the CEO, John Hank, came on to do his introductory speech. And I gotta tell you, that was very interesting.
Some of you guys have had trouble getting logged on this morning.
While I don't agree with the booing, I understand where everyone out there and how they felt. They'd just seen a couple rare Pokemon, everyone's talking about them. The Sprint customers are running around catching things, they can't, and it's just a weird vibe. And then they've missed out on several unknowns, which of course are really rare. No one can ever really find them out in the normal world unless you're really lucky. And they've got them everywhere throughout the event. If you guys didn't know, the letters spelled Chicago of Unknown were at the event. Of course, Heracross and a couple others. And yeah, he was just greeted with boos.
So I want to officially welcome you guys on behalf of Niantic and the Pokemon Company to our very first inaugural Pokemon Go Fest.
Quite aggressive too.
With the cell companies, AT&T, Sprint, Verizon. Where's Wi-Fi? Working on the game server. We got the whole Niantic team working against this, so please be patient with us, okay?
A lot of people then started chanting, "Fix the game." shortly after John Hank finished his speech, he actually went down to the bottom left part of the stage and he sat there trying to console people, just chat to them about the event. Obviously people were frustrated, but getting to actually chat to him, I think, alleviated some of that pressure. And the thing is, he didn't just do it for like half an hour after that speech. He was there literally the whole day. I saw him get up once to have like a lunch break, but then he went straight back there. He was just there on the bottom left stage, just chatting to people, doing signatures. And you really got to respect him for that. He could have just gone out the back, but no, he stayed there and tried to chat to people. It was kind of out of his hands at this point. Everyone else from Niantic was scrambling, trying to chat to sell companies, emailing other people, and they did find, I'd like to think, a pretty good solution in the end. So with the game not working for the majority of the players at the event, it turned pretty sour pretty quick. Then they went on to announce the challenges that they had set forth for the event, and that only made people more mad because no one could participate in them apart from, ironically, spoofers and select sprint customers in the back of a Mystic tent. At one point on the stage, just after one of the fights when they were doing the challenge total, someone actually threw a bottle at the host, a bottle of water. It really wasn't necessary, and it definitely isn't the host's fault that you can't connect to the game, and I just think that was really, really sad to see someone, especially with all the family and kids around, to have that kind of thing happen is really, really upsetting. So after my 6th or 7th time that my phone had crashed trying to catch an unknown, we decided to head out for Chipotle for lunch. So although I wasn't able to catch many Pokemon at the event, actually inside the park itself, I did manage to meet a lot of you guys at the event, which was a lot of fun. And a big shout out to everybody who came up to me, chatted, requested photos. That just made my day so much better. Obviously, I was very frustrated myself with how the unknowns were going, which I know sounds very trivial, but that's what we came to do. We came to do that, to find Pokemon. And the other half of it, of course, was to be a community, meet up, chat with each other. And I'm glad to say that's pretty much what we did while we couldn't actually catch Pokemon. And it was really cool meeting you guys, and I hope meeting me or your other favorite YouTuber that was at the event helped alleviate some of the frustration for you guys as well. So one thing Niantic did do, it was about midway through the event, was that they announced that they're going to issue refunds to everybody who requests them, and they're going to be giving $100 worth of Pokecoins to everybody who checked in with their QR code.
In addition to having the path for refunds, we're also going to be crediting all attendees today with $100 in Pokecoins. Small gesture, but we just want to, just take it from us as a way to say we're sorry.
$100 of Pokecoins.
I definitely think the refund at this point was warranted. No one could play the game, and the $100 Pokecoins is great. But there are some people like me who traveled all the way across the world just to come to this event, and I know those people at the time were still pretty on edge, considering they've sacrificed a lot more than the local players have to attend. And I personally think the saving grace of the event was the 2-mile extension of the actual event, and allowing players to leave the venue that was allocated for the event in a 2-mile radius, go outside, catch the unknowns, the Heracross, of course the 2-kilometer eggs that were special to the event, and that saved it. The venue was perfect for that situation. There was a lot of surrounding parklands that pretty much simulated the whole thing. And I think looking forward for the next time, something definitely Niantic should look into is getting a bigger venue and spread off across certain areas so that it's not concentrated as much as it was. And then of course you guys know they guaranteed everybody a Lugia, because Niantic were in a pretty bad position. At about 5 p.m. was when they were rumored to start the legendary raid. Of course that was not confirmed at all, and they knew they had to release legendaries or the people at the event would be very, very mad. But if they released legendaries just in the middle of the park like I suppose they planned to, then everyone else would again be very mad because nobody could do it, apart from, ironically, the spoofers that somehow managed to get QR codes. So by them extending the radius of all the event, it just created flashbacks to like when Pokemon first came out. I don't know if you guys saw my first legendary raid, but as soon as I saw that, people were in the elevators out of their hotel, everyone came out of the woodwork straight to these gyms. The streets were completely packed, as if a Dragonite was on every corner. Wait, no, that's right. There was literally a Lugia on every corner. Lugia or an Articuno. And then, of course, extending that event to Monday. I mean, I've had some of the best days of playing Pokemon Go the last couple of days. Can say that without a lie. Some of the funnest content I've ever had. Meeting players that play the game. They've been out here grinding. And couple that with the bonuses that we received from the actual event. Everyone's very happy. My only constructive criticism to Niantic is that we should have received that $100 of Pokecoins, because I know a lot of people on the streets are talking about have already spent $100 worth, and kind of a little frustrated they didn't get it straight away, because that would have made things a lot better, because those 2-kilometer eggs chew through incubators like no tomorrow. All in all, I definitely have to say the first 3 quarters of the event / day, definitely a bit rough, but towards the afternoon, definitely rekindled the spirit of the game, and everyone just had an amazing time out in the streets catching Pokemon, which is what we came to do. Thanks again, Niantic, for bringing me out for the Pokemon Go Festival. It's a shame everything didn't go exactly to plan, but in the end, I still think everything worked out okay. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Tomorrow, I'll be back again with gameplay from Pokemon Go Fest. Later, guys.